To our team coverage at this hour, groups of Pulse survivors and victims' families are going inside the nightclub for the very first time.
This is the first and only time they will be able to see the inside of the nightclub. Nearly 9 years after gunmen stormed inside and killed 49 people.
Our team coverage begins with WESH 2's Michelle Imparato anchoring live outside of Pulse tonight. Michelle.
Christina Stewart, those visits began just about an hour ago, and the city of Orlando has done everything it can to protect the survivors. There's actually a tent and a fence to shield their identities and the victims' families as well as they walk inside and just absorb what they see today. Hours earlier, Chopper 2 flew over Pulse one final time before those visits began. The wall remains up, covered in tributes to the 49 lives taken and those lives that will be remembered in the coming hours and the coming days. Here's what we know. About 250 people are expected to visit Pulse between now and Saturday. About 120 represent roughly half of the 49 families, and an additional 70 survivors are also expected to attend. They can each bring someone with them. WESH 2's Greg Fox has been here live all day, awaiting the arrival of families and loved ones. And Greg, today really marks both an end and a beginning.
It really does, Michelle, when you think about it, because you have people showing up here with a range of emotions as they go inside the Pulse building that has been largely closed to everyone except first responders and city personnel for the last 9 years. And of course, they're looking forward to knowing more about the lasting remembrance to honor those killed and wounded here. During a week that brings back stark and terrifying memories of a mass shooting inside one of Orlando's largest and most popular nightclubs, the temporary memorial outside Pulse is seeing steady traffic from people trying to quietly comprehend the murders of 49 people.
We continue to support them 9 years later.
Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer will be on hand as the families of 25 victims will be given special access to the property, going inside where bullets killed and wounded, where a gunman held hostages for more than 3 hours, and where ultimately that gunman was killed.
I think there are families that it will be helpful to their journey to actually see the place where their loved one passed away. And I'm guessing that a lot of these families have never even seen the Pulse nightclub before, let alone have been inside it.
In all, 250 people, including 70 survivors, are expected to visit now through Saturday. The city will provide support.
There are clergy that will be there and to pray with families. There will be trauma specialists and behavioral specialists there from Aspire Health Partners. They'll be there in case. This is not to start a therapy session, but it's empathetic and it's supportive.
Certainly a number of people visit the temporary memorial here at Pulse nightclub, and we've talked with some of them, and they say that they would prefer to have the building maintained instead of demolished and replaced with a permanent memorial. Cody Troop visits once a month to pay his respects and thinks the building is essential.
I like it the way it is now because people can come up here and put flowers, the signs, flags, shirts, writings. I like it the way it is if they would, redo the outside and stuff.
After a private briefing with family members, the FBI will officially close its file on the Pulse nightclub shootings. Some attending that briefing have decided not to visit the site. During the 4-day period, there will be 16 sets of visits by families and 12 sets of survivors. Family members can bring up to 6 people, and the survivors can bring up to 1 person inside there. And as Michelle mentioned a moment ago, about 250 people now through Saturday. Michelle, I noticed that besides the people going inside just a short while ago, I also saw some police and FBI agents going inside there, and also several people that are handlers of comfort dogs that were also going inside.
Yes, Greg, that's correct. And they do have a lot of support staff going inside with them as well, as you mentioned. They're just trying to make sure that everyone is comfortable and has the support that they need during this difficult time. Thank you, Greg, for that report.